ఇది పెట్టేసి
अगला सर शुरू करो ना।
Will you start now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Manish, you can start, please.
Okay, sir.
Am I
Okay.
audible? Am I audible to all?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Doctor, sir, you are audible. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to all to this meeting. Respected Director IMR and respected all of the scientists from IMR and Agri Centers. We all know IMR in collaboration with Agri Centers is organizing a lot of activities during last 1 year to celebrate the Azad Ki Amrit Mahotsav or 75 Indian independence. In this regard, today an awareness talk has been organized by IMR in collaboration with Eclipse Mage OUT Bhubaneswar Center. On this occasion, Dr. Diptimay Jena will deliver a talk on women and childhood. Before starting her talk, it is my pleasure to give a brief introduction about Dr. Diptimay Jena. Dr. Diptimay Jena Madam is currently working as Associate Professor in the Department of Food and Nutrition, also Head of Department of the same department in the College of Community Science, Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology, OUT Bhubaneswar. He completed his graduation from OUT. After that, he completed his MSc in Food and Nutrition from prestigious Banaras Hindu University. Later, he completed his PhD from Utkal University, Odisha. During this period, he has completed his 32 years of experience in teaching, research, and extension. And during these 32 years of experience, he has handled a lot of projects with ICAR or different international institutes like ED as PI, co-PI, and also as associate scientist. He has 32 research publications, 34 popular articles in local languages, 3 books, 4 book chapters, 23 booklets and leaflets. She regularly also delivers talks about food and nutrition in All India Radio and different TV programs. She has been awarded Best Women Scientist by OUT during 2017. He also has been awarded or bagged many awards during national seminars and conference for his oral presentation or poster presentation. He is a life member of Nutrition Society of India, National Institute of Nutrition, Indian Council of Medical Research, Hyderabad, International Society of Extension Education, Nagpur, National Society of Extension Education, IRI, New Delhi, and also Research Associate for Gender in Agriculture at Central Institute for Women Agriculture. So before starting his talk, I will request Dr. A.K. Singh, Hinsa Director, IMR, to give some opening remarks.
Thank you, sir. I am audible. So, since you have given a brief introduction of Dr. Deeptimai Jena, so since she has to give talk on women empowerment and women and child empowerment, so since we know that in our country, lot of people are living in below poverty line. So the health of woman and child is very important. And as we know that as per Article 25, which is having for everyone has the right to standard of living adequate for health and well-being of himself and his family. In this regard, our government of India is giving a lot of emphasis for women empowerment, and various schemes are going on like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, scheme for adolescent girls, then Pradhan Mantri Mahila Shakti Kendra scheme, then National Crèche scheme, Rashtriya Mahila Kosh, Ujjwala, working women hostels, like that. So, I mean, government is giving a lot of emphasis for women empowerment. And regarding child development, also government of India is giving lot of support for integrated child development services, for integrated child protection schemes, national nutrition mission. So these are the, I mean, some of the things which government of India is supporting. So I would request Dr. Deeptimai Jena to give her talk on this aspect and enlighten us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Respected chairpersons, respected all ECRIP members, all scientists present over here. I am very much grateful all the scientists to give a chance to deliver a talk on women and child health. I'll share my presentation. Sir, it is audible, visible?
Yes.
My topic is women and child health. Yes, it is women and child health. human stages of life are starting from fertilized egg to fetus, then a full-term baby, and from baby to child, then teenagers and adult, then old age, and ultimately death. It is a continuous process uh, for every individual, and there are some developments like infant development, toddler development, preschool development, middle childhood development, adolescent development, and adult development. Infant development occurs uh, in from birth to 1 year of age. Then toddler it is 1 to 3 year of age, and preschooler it is 3 to 6 year of age, and middle childhood it is 13 to 17 years age, and after that 17 or 18. Then after that it is adult age, and after 60 it is old age, and we need all supports, developmental supports to grow to a full potential. Then why we emphasize women and child health? Because the World Health Organization estimated in 2020 that worldwide 149 million children under 5 years were stunted, that is too short of age, and 45 million were wasted, that is too thin for height. This estimate continue to mention that about 45% of death among children under 5 years of age were associated with undernutrition, and most of these deaths occurred in low and middle income countries. So likewise, in 1918, 17.1%, that is 29 million of children under 5 age in the Africa region were underweight. If we see the African countries and Southeast Asian countries, the children are more prone to undernutrition, and women are suffering from undernutrition as well as anemia. Then maternal and child undernutrition and micronutrient deficiency after approximately half of the world population. Even if we are also suffering from some sorts of micronutrient deficiency, it cannot be observed directly. If we go through some test, then we can detect that we are suffering from micronutrient deficiency. So these conditions include intrauterine growth restriction, low birth weight, protein energy malnutrition, chronic energy deficit of women, and micronutrient deficiency. About 190 million preschool children and 19.1 million pregnant women are vitamin A deficiency. Approximately 100 million women of reproductive age have iodine deficiency, and estimate 82% of pregnant women worldwide have inadequate zinc intakes to meet the normal needs of pregnancy. And in case of iron, iron deficiency is widespread, and globally about 1.62 billion people are anemic, with the highest prevalence among preschool children, that is 47%, and followed by pregnant women, that is 42%. That is why women and children are giving more emphasis to address the micronutrient deficiency and other deficiencies. These micronutrient deficiency are also associated with increased incidence and severity of infectious illness, mortality from diarrhea, measles, malaria, and pneumonia. Then if we talk about the child undernutrition, then a comprehensive national nutrition survey shows that 35% of Indian children under 5 are stunted, that is short height, 17% are wasted, that is very lean and thin body, and 33% are underweight. Only 42% children, that is from 6 months to 23 months, are fed at an adequate frequency. Only 21 are fed on adequate diverse diet. Timely complementary feeding is initiated for only 53% of infants aged 6 to 8 months. Same time, overweight and obesity increasingly begin in childhood with the growing threat of non-communicable diseases like diabetes in school-age children and adolescents. Urban India is moving into unhealthy food snacking environment which is influencing the children's food choice, and this is spreading to rural areas. It is now a threat to our urban population and also rural population. If we talk about our status, that is status of India and Odisha, the main literate from 15 age to 49 years of age. In Odisha, the literate men are 84.6%, while in India is almost same 84.4%. And women are lagging behind, that is 69.5% in Odisha and 71.5% is in India. Then anemic men are 28.5% according to National Family Health Survey 5, and if we compare with NH4, that is not available, but it is in India, it is 71.5%, and anemic women are 64.3% in Odisha and 57.0% in India. So women, if we see the men and women, if we compare the health status, men are always ahead, well ahead as compared to women. And likewise, women, children, under 5 children particularly, are more prone to undernutrition, and infant mortality rate also high, and also they are anemic. Under 5 anemic children are around 60%, more than 60% in case of Odisha and India also. And neonatal mortality rate in India is 24.9%, and in India it is 27%. Then under 5 mortality rate is 41%, 41.1% in India, and in Odisha it is 41.9%. So if we see the status of our women and children, still we are achieving the health for all. It is a challenge for us. Then in case of Odisha, out of 30 districts, I have taken 7 districts, that is more tribal dominated district, that is Nuapada, Kandhamal, Kalahandi, Gajpati, Raigada, Koraput and Malkanagiri. From these tribal districts, the health status is more alarming. That is almost all in Odisha, 34% children are stunted, and 20.4% children are wasted, and 6.4% are severely wasted, that is severely undernutrition, and underweight children were 34.4%. And in this district, the undernutrition and anemia is more rampant. And if we see the anemic condition of women and children in these districts, so women in Malkanagiri as well as in Kalahandi district are more anemic, then followed by Koraput, then Nuapada, then Gajpati and Kandhamal. These districts are more prone to undernutrition. Then what are the major causes of undernutrition? Because due to climatic variations, many crops are prone to loss yield, that is crop loss. Then scarcity of safe drinking water is a major cause, and decline in crop area under cultivation, and decrease in financial resources, that leads to food and nutrition insecurity, and that also leads to increased rate of infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate. Then decline in crop area also leads to low income, threats of sustainable livelihoods, that is that results unemployment and leads to distressed sale of assets. Then low income also leads to migration of male members, more workload of women and children, and that also results increased rate of infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate. And crop loss also decrease the food production and also results food and nutrition security. And these are the combined causes due to which the people are now becoming more undernourished and threats to malnutrition. So these are the consequences of undernutrition. Then poor nourished mother give birth to babies with low birth weight. Then low birth weight infants are likely to be malnourished in their childhood if a proper care and food is not given. Then it leads to malnourished children grow up to be undernourished adult. Then undernourished adult have low working capability and low IQ also, and that gives birth to poor, then low birth weight babies. And this is the cycle through which malnutrition rotates. And these are the intergenerational consequences. For long-term consequences are adult height will low, then cognitive ability will low, economic productivity will low, reproductive performance also not so good, overweight and obesity may occur, then metabolic and cardiovascular diseases may occur. And for short-term consequences, mortality, morbidity, and disability occurs. And immediate cause, adequate dietary intake, and if we provide good nutrition, then we can overcome the situation. Then role of nutrition for good health. Nutrition plays a very significant role throughout life for growth, development, and maintenance of good health and quality of life during all the life stages. Poor nutrition even prior to conception and during pregnancy has important implications for health in later life. Throughout life, new cells are formed, they mature, carry out specific functions, die, and are replaced by new ones. All of this requires nutrition, and throughout our lifespan, we need good nutrition so that we will lead a healthy life. Thus, nutrition is an everyday phenomenon. A cell that is being formed today cannot wait for a supply of nutrients in the next few days. So every day we require balanced food and balanced nutrition to lead healthy life. Then we need adequate nutrients than food. We require around 40 known nutrients in optimum amount to live a healthy life. These nutrients are classified as macronutrients and micronutrients. The micronutrients, that is iron, zinc, copper, manganese, iodine, selenium, molybdenum, cobalt, and nickel. The mineral elements such as sodium, magnesium, calcium, potassium, phosphorus, chlorine, and sulfur are classified as essential nutrients that are required in trace amounts in the body. Vitamin A are extremely important for a wide range of metabolic processes, which ultimately lead to normal growth and development. Overall, these nutrients play a pivotal role in our physical and mental development. Then if we see The triple burden of malnutrition, it is rampant in rural pockets, particularly in tribal areas where there is a lack of food, production is less and low purchasing power, and they are very traditional mindsets. So that is why they suffer from triple burden of malnutrition, that is overnutrition, undernutrition, and hidden hunger. Undernutrition results kwashiorkor, marasmus, and marasmic kwashiorkor, whereas hidden hunger, that is deficiency of micronutrients, that is vitamin A, iron, iodine, vitamin D, vitamin B12, folate, calcium, zinc. These are the prominent deficiencies for which hidden hunger occurs. Then overweight. Nowadays, due to overweight, many lifestyle diseases occurs, and these three burdens after coexist in the same country and can even occur in the same family. And these are some photographs of vitamin A deficiency, and the upper one is severe wasting, that is marasmic, due to suffering from underweight or malnutrition. And it is the symptoms of scurvy, different bleeding of gums, then muscular weakness, joint and body ache, rough dry skin, gingivitis, loose teeth, fatigue, depression, and bleeding of the skin and mucosa also occurs due to deficiency of vitamin C. Scurvy occurs. Then vitamin D deficiency, it is very important for our calcification, bone formation, and brain also depression. Schizophrenia occurs due to vitamin D deficiency. Then respiratory asthma, high blood pressure, also coronary heart disease occurs, and type 1 diabetes. Then weakness, Crohn's disease, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, ricket, osteoporosis. These are occurs due to vitamin D deficiencies, and folic acid is necessary for red blood cell production and neural tube formation. And spina bifida occurs due to folic acid deficiency. These nutrients like zinc, iron, folic acid, vitamin A, these are more important for growth and development at an early stages. Likewise, folate deficiency, swelling of tongue, cracks in mouth, corners, mouth ulcers, depression, forgetfulness, diarrhea, numbness or tingling, poor memory, confusion, insomnia. These are the symptoms. And iron deficiency also, weakness, shortness of breath, fatigue, heart palpitation, then poor focus, restlessness, and leg pain. These are some symptoms. Likewise, zinc deficiency also, loss of taste, smell, white spot on the nails, hair loss, poor immune function, skin inflammation, trouble sleeping, fertility problem in men, irregular period of in women, low blood cell count, low testosterone, blood sugar swings. These are the symptoms of zinc deficiency. Then likewise, vitamin B12, the symptoms are dizziness, depression, pale skin, sore tongue, palpitations, memory loss, weight loss, hallucinations, muscle weakness, digestive issues, constant fatigue, shortness of breath, urinary incontinence, tingling sensation in toes and fingers. And these are due to the lacking of proper diet. So from birth, immediate initiation of breastfeeding is required, and after that exclusive breastfeeding has to be given for up to 6 months. Then after 6 months, 7 months, adequate complementary feeding from 6 months onward has to be given. Then continued breastfeeding up to 2 years. Then energy and nutrient adequate diet has to be given for up to 5 years. Then micronutrient supplementation is also required, and school meals, and it is required up to 10 years. Then adolescent dietary advice has to be given to the adolescent, because during that period adolescents are very choosy and they don't take much food due to their health concerns. Then pre-pregnancy dietary advice for adolescent girls and women is required. Diet and micronutrient during aging, diet and micronutrient during pregnancy is also required. Then what are the consequences if we do not provide adequate diet or a balanced diet to our women and children? That gives increased risk of morbidities and mortality with undernutrition. Then in children, normal growth and development can affect, hinders economic progress and growth of family, community and nation as a whole. Because a undernourished man or woman, if in a family, then the family will not economically well to do, because the work efficiency or their cognitive development will affect. So the family will suffer a lot, and increase health care cost also has to be bear to the family members, and limits educational potentials and compromises overall health, well-being and quality of life. Then poor fetal growth and stunting in first 2 years of life leads to irreversible damage, because nowadays much emphasis has been given to first 1,000 days of life. Life during the life first 1,000 days, that is from conception to the 2 years of child, is more important, because during that period maximum growth and development occurs, and the rate of development is more during that period. Because when a child is born, he or she is helpless, and after taking good nutrition from her mother up to 6 months, then after supplementary feeding is adequate, then his mental development, motor development, social development, all sorts of development will be normal, and the child will grow with a full swing. And children who are underweight in the first 2 years of life, that is 1,000 days of life, they will the weight rapidly low, and in adolescent are at high risk of chronic diseases related to nutrition. And low birth weight and undernutrition in childhood a risk factor for high glucose concentration, blood pressure and harmful lipid profiles once adult body mass index and height were adjusted, for suggesting that rapid postnatal weight gain, and especially after infancy, is linked to these conditions. Then height for age at 2 years was the best predictor of human capital, and that undernutrition is associated with low human capitals. Then for this, nutrition sensitive intervention is required now for combating malnutrition among women and children. Government of India has adopted two intervention programs, that is nutrition sensitive intervention and nutrition specific intervention. Nutrition specific intervention is being implemented through different specific intervention programs like ICDS program, midday meal program. But in case of nutrition sensitive intervention programs, it is our intervention, that is Indian Council of Agricultural Research, ICAR, and in combining different programs, nutrition sensitive agriculture, through nutrition sensitive agriculture. And nutrition sensitive intervention, if we see at the household level, increase food production and access to produce, that is under the increased production, increased agricultural production, plantation of fruit crops either in backward or development of community orchards, then promotion of livestock rearing, that is dairy, goatry, poultry, pisciculture, promotion of integrated farming system, intensification of agro-based entrepreneurship among women self-help groups. And these are the production oriented intervention. Then making food more diverse, how to get different types of food from different groups, food groups, that is development of nutritional garden year round with proper planning and layout, then mushroom cultivation, then beekeeping, value addition of fruits and vegetables, and non-timber fruit products, value addition of non-timber fruit products collecting from forest areas, forest-based areas. Then introduction of biofortified crops, orange flesh, sweet potato, protein-rich rice, and so many biofortified crops are now available at rural sector also. Then making diet more nutritious, how to make our diet more nutritious so that we can get balanced food from. And then use of multigrain in daily diet. We can add cereals of different types and millets and pulses also. Regular intake of dal with cereals, then modification of cooking practices to restore food values. Just a minute. On
वे भी मार्जिन हो जाता है, बेल भी वे भी मार्जिन आ जाता है, मतलब मुड़े टाइप का दिखेगा।
कम डोज करके सर करवाएं।
Then use a multigrain in daily diet, modification cooking practices to restore food values, and recipes and practices to reduce nutrient loss, inclusion of varieties of foodstuffs in the food basket, then promotion of galactogogues. These are different diets for getting more nutrition. Then promotion of new galactogog means promotion of by milk secretion at the time of lactation. Different foods are considered as to enhance our milk production, and if a pregnant lady or lactating mother will take galactogog foods, then their milk secretion will be sufficient and the child will get more food for her development, growth and development. Then how? Ways to enhance or ways of enhancing the nutritional quality of food. How to enhance our nutritional quality? We are now sufficient enough in food production, but sometimes we are, due to our unawareness, we are not getting nutritious food. So pre-cooking process and during cooking can be enhanced to take more nutrition. Then germination, fortification, fermentation, and GM foods also add some nutrition for the benefit of good nutrition. And among these, fortification nowadays more prominent, are through different fortification we can address malnutrition and hidden hunger. Then that is the global strategy. Several strategies have been employed to supplement micronutrients to women and children. These include education, dietary modifications, food rationing, supplementation, and fortification. Among all, food fortification can fulfill in a large mass of different nutrient loss, or that can fulfill the our demand. Food fortification is one of the strategies that has been used safely and effectively to prevent micronutrient deficiency. In the early 20th century, salt iodization began in Switzerland. Vitamin A fortified margarine was introduced in Denmark in 1918, and in the 1930s, vitamin A fortified milk and iron and B complex flour was introduced in a number of developed countries. And it was in that due to fortified diet or fortified food materials, their health status was increased. So these fortification strategies are now almost universal in the developed world and increasingly developed in many middle income countries. Relatively few of these programs have been adequately evaluated to assess their impact on population health. Then several strategies have been employed to supplement micronutrients to women. Then WHO, World Health Organization, categorizes food fortification strategy into three possible approaches. That is mass fortification, targeted fortification, and market-driven fortification. Mass fortification involves foods that are widely consumed, such as wheat, salt, sugar. These can be fortified for mass address, and targeted approach fortified food consumed by specific age groups like infant complementary foods. It is available in different forms like Cerelac, lactose. Different types of fortified foods are available in the market. That is due for the targeted population. Then market-driven approach is when a food manufacturer fortifies a specific brand for a particular consumer function. Food vehicles commonly used can be grouped into three broad categories, that is staple food, wheat, rice and oils. These are staple diets. These can be fortified, very common like salt. Then condiments, salt, soya sauce and sugar. Now salt is fortified with iron and some other micronutrients, and processed commercial foods, that is noodles, infant complementary foods, dairy products, some oils and many foods which are commonly consumed in daily basis, or that can be fortified with different micronutrients which are required daily. Then that is fortification of food. It is deliberate addition of one or more micronutrients to some foods, aiming to increase the intake of micronutrients that are in deficit in the diet of a given population, so as to correct or prevent identified deficiency and improve the health of individuals. But biofortification is very cost effective, and the poor people cannot afford to get fortified foods. Only salt is the very low cost fortified food of condiments, but in case of others, it is very difficult to manage the fortified food in poor population. So biofortification is the process by which the nutrient density of food crops is increased through conventional plant breeding and or improved agronomic practices or modern biotechnology without sacrificing any characteristic that is preferred by consumers or most importantly to farmers. The crops thus produced are called biofortified crops, which contain high nutrient content than normal ones. And all scientists, those who are present over here, they know better than me the biofortification, and we are just user of biofortified crops or biofortified foods. That biofortification has the increased nutritional micronutrient content embedded in the crop being grown. food fortification increase the nutritional value of foods by adding trace amounts of micronutrients to food during the processing. And now the biofortified food is the need of the hour, which can solve the micronutrient deficiency in our community. Then golden rice, it is it is a variety of rice produced through engineering of biosynthesis beta carotene, a precursor of vitamin A in the edible part of rice. It is intended to produce a fortified food to be grown and consumed in areas with a shortage of dietary vitamin A. Vitamin A deficiency caused xerophthalmia, a range of eye conditions from night blindness to more severe clinical outcomes such as keratomalacia and corneal scar and permanent blindness. So that is why golden rice was developed to address the vitamin A deficiency. And other biofortified crops are rice, that is in our NRRI, National Rice Research Center, they have produced CR-Dhan 310, that is protein enhanced up to 10.3%. In traditional variety, it is around 6.7% protein is there. And in case of biofortification, the rice, the protein content is high, and it contains 10.3% protein in polished grain as compared to 7 to 8% in popular varieties. Grain yield will be 45 quintal per hectare. And CR-Dhan 311 variety is high protein and zinc also, because due to protein deficiency, marasmus and kwashiorkor occurs. And in case of zinc is more important for brain development, for IQ development in earlier stages from pregnancy to 2 years of age. So that is why zinc is more important. Then quality protein maize, it is developed by the IIMR, and varieties are biofortified, nutritional improved to have higher lysine and tryptophan level to increase quality protein intakes. Biofortified maize and sweet potatoes hold promise to eradicate vitamin A deficiency, and carotenoid loss post-harvest is the main challenge. Breeding for high-yielding varieties has increased adoption. Poor storage to reduce carotenoid losses is key to maintaining nutrition quality, and developing different products may increase utilization of these biofortified crops. And particularly in tribal pockets, the farmers, those who have who are growing maize, they can adopt QPM maize so that vitamin A deficiency can be addressed. Then impact of biofortification. Fortification for children showed significant impacts on increasing serum micronutrient concentrations. Then hematologic markers also improved, including hemoglobin concentrations, which showed a significant rise when food was fortified with vitamin A, iron, and multiple micronutrients. Then multiple micronutrient fortification showed non-significant impacts on height for age, weight for age, and weight for height Z scores, although they showed positive trends. And folate fortification significantly reduced the incidence of congenital abnormalities like neural tube defects without increasing the incidence of twinning. Then the result of fortification in women showed that calcium and vitamin A fortification had significant impacts on the post-menopausal age group. Then iron fortification led to a significant increase in serum ferritin and hemoglobin levels in women of reproductive age and pregnant women. And these are the impact of biofortification. Then why nutrient dense food important? Eating a nutritious diet rich in vitamins, minerals and antioxidants is one of the most important part of living a healthy lifestyle. Nutrient dense food not only make you feel great but may even reduce your risk of certain chronic health conditions while providing multiple health benefits. The nutritional quality is defined as the value of the product for the consumer's physical health, growth, development, reproduction, and psychological and emotional well-being. The second term of nutritional quality covers the feeling of well-being that certain food can induce in consumers. Try to eat more of these foods, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and some low-fat dairy products. These are the uh, uh, key points for taking quality food or balanced food. And then why nutrient dense food important? That is germination also enhances food quality. Germination improves the nutritive value of food materials. The ascorbic acid content of pulses increases manifold after 48 hours of germination. So since ascorbic acid is heat labile, if we take in a raw stage, it can be well absorbed in our body and it will enhance the iron absorption in the body. So the riboflavin, niacin, choline and biotin content of all pulses increase during germination. The germination processes reduces anti-nutrient factors. Then germination reduces trypsin inhibitor from pulses. It reduces cooking time. Then carbohydrate present in grains convert into maltose, thus increase digestibility because carbohydrate like polysaccharides, that is raffinose and stachyose present in grains, these are producing flatulence. So if we germinate or soaking before cooking, it will be helpful and easily digestible. Like germinated food, fermented food also have good impact on our health. Fermentation increases digestibility, palatability, and nutritive value. The fermentation of black gram and rice for idli and dosa improves the availability of essential amino acids, thus the nutritional quality of protein. Eating fermented foods daily will strengthen your immune system, reducing bloating, control weight, and will help many digestive issues. So, including all, we should include millets in our diet. This year, we are now celebrating International Year of Millets. So, we have give much emphasis on millet consumption because millet is the storehouse of dozens of nutrients in large quantities. They include macro and micronutrients needed by the human body and also help people to withstand malnutrition, and each one of the millet has more fiber than rice and wheat, and these are millets now available in rural as well as urban areas, and millet have many health benefits. We can take it as functional foods because it reduces blood pressure, blood sugar also, and it is helpful for cardiovascular diseases and other lifestyle diseases. If we take millets with our staple food rice, wheat and maize, and for this it is very helpful. And for nutrition specific interventions like MDM midday meal program, we have largest nutrition intervention programs implemented in India, that is integrated child development services. It was started in 1974. Since then, our range of infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate, have been decreasing day by day, and it has got very good impact on the improvement of health status of women and children, particularly pregnant women, lactating women, adolescent girls, and under 5 or preschool children. And these are target groups and objectives also to take pregnant and lactating mothers for their well-being, and immunization program, health checkup programs, referral services, health and nutrition education to pregnant lady, all women folk, and male members also, and children, then preschool education, supplementary nutrition, and serving children of 0 to 6 year children. Continuous health monitoring are done through ICDS services, and due to this we can now achieve the health improvement through the ICDS programs. And there are some other programs like midday meal scheme. It was mandated centrally by Government of India in 2003 to be able to work towards tackling classroom hunger in association with the government on the format of public-private partnership with Akshay Patra. This partnership works towards meeting the objective like eliminating classroom hunger, increasing school enrollment, increasing school attendance, improving socialization among class, addressing malnutrition, women empowerment. These are some objectives to address through midday meal programs. Then what are other similar government schemes? That is a National Health Mission. It was launched in 2013. It from the National Rural Health Mission and the National Urban Health Mission. It is being implemented by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The main programmatic components include health system strengthening in rural and urban areas for reproductive, maternal, neonatal, child and adolescent health, and communicable and non-communicable diseases, and midday meal schemes. It was launched in 1995 as a centrally sponsored scheme. It provides that every child within the age of 6 to 14 years studying in classes 1 to 8 who enrolls and attends the school shall be provided with a hot cooked meal free of charges every day except on school holidays. It comes under the Education Ministry's Department of School Education and Literacy. Then National Nutrition Strategy. The strategy aims to reduce all forms of undernutrition by 2030 with a focus on the most vulnerable and critical age groups like women and children. It also aims to assist in achieving the target identified as part of the Sustainable Development Goals related to nutrition and health. And it has been released by Niti Aayog. Then there are some other ministry also who are extending their hands to women and child development. That is Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Ministry of Human Development, Human Resource Development, then Ministry of Panchayat Raj, and Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Department of Food Public Distribution. These are the departments combinedly working together to reduce undernutrition, malnutrition, as well as to give health for all by to achieve the health for all by 2030. Then it is a statement that is eating a healthy diet and getting regular physical activity are key strategies to stay healthy and reduce the chance of developing many diseases, particularly lifestyle diseases, if we take good food according to our recommended daily allowances, and we will take care of our under 5 children, then we can achieve anything. Then empowering women and promotion of children's nutrition are among the key component of sustainable development goals targeted for achievement by 2030. This is all about the women and child health. Thank you for patient listening, sir.
Thank you, madam. Now, requesting to Dr. A.K. Singh, sir, our director in charge, to give some closing remarks.
Thank you, madam, for your very good talk on women and child nutrition development. And as you have mentioned that for human stages of life, what are the different stages from child development to old age. Then you have mentioned that WHO has estimated that almost 149 million children of less than 5 years are stunted, and 45% deaths are occurring. Then you have also mentioned that 19.1 million pregnant workers are deficient in vitamin A, and almost 100 billion women are deficient in iodine deficiency. So zinc intake. So I mean, situation is very alarming, and particularly in our country, situation is more alarming in the tribal areas, because tribal people are still not as developed as our other part of our country. Then you have also mentioned that almost 1.62 billion people are anemic, deficient in vitamin B6, B12. So I mean, these are the some of the facts which you have mentioned. Then what interventions you have mentioned, that for that we have to increase food production. That is a well-established strategy. Then biofortification is another very important aspect, and biofortified varieties in rice, golden age and like that have been developed. Then in particularly maize, quality protein maize is the health, I mean, important aspect on which our not only our institute but our ECRIP centers are also continuously working. So and for particularly tribal areas, we are pushing these quality protein maize varieties. Then you have also mentioned about global strategy, and in global strategy also this you have mentioned that food fortification is the one of the very important aspect. And in that then you have said that when this food is particularly legumes and other grains, if we go for germination of their foods, then they improve nutritional value, and they increase ascorbic acid, riboflavin, niacin. So I mean, these are the things which we can do with the help of germinated seeds. Then fermented food also you have mentioned. Then another very important thing which you have mentioned, the inclusion of millets. And we know that nowadays all rich people they have already initiated, but we have to, I mean, revitalize this inclusion of millets in our diet, so that nutrient deficiency can be reduced. Then Government of India, as I in introductory remark, I also mentioned that Government of India is has already launched many schemes like midday meal scheme, then National Health Mission, and then finally for any person, healthy diet and regular exercise. These are the two important key points which are very essential for anybody's life. So with these remarks, I am very thankful on not only on my behalf, but on behalf of whole ICAR family. I thank you very much, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all active members selecting me for these deliberations. Thank you again.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Dr. A.K. Singh, sir. Now I am going to present a formal vote of thanks. First, I am expressing my heartfelt thanks to Madam Dr. Dipti Jena for accepting the invitation for delivering a talk on women and children health. In his talks, he emphasized the importance of the health issues in women and children, how the women and children are lagging behind to men in different health issues. And he also emphasized malnutrition and malnutrition related diseases, disabilities. Also gave many approaches, what government schemes, global aspects in this regard. Thank you, madam. I also express my thankfulness to all the scientists, staff of Indian Institute of Medical Research, and also equip centers who have made this event possible. Thank you all. Good evening to all.